What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders to implement faith every day in their lives as well. God wants you to find your balance. He wants you to find your balance in Him. He's watching and he's looking, and you're beginning to swerve out of control. And it's not out of control to the point to where you're getting ready to crash. But you're swerving enough to where it's you're not steady. You're not stable. You're a little off course. And what I mean by off course is not the fact that you're falling away from God, but you're in the position to where you understand what God is doing in your life, but your balance is off. God wants you to find your balance in this moment, and He wants you to find your balance in the blessed place that He has you in. He knows that that it's exciting. He knows that that it's different. He knows that it's new. He knows that the position that you're in, it's not necessarily confusing, but it's just different, but it's exciting in a way to where you're like, Lord, I thank you for it. I'm happy that I'm here. I feel good that I'm in this blessed place. I feel good that I'm in this position. But at the same time, your balance is off because you're trying to connect yourself to so many different things inside of this blessed place. And God just wants you to just take on Him. He wants you to find your balance in Him. It's almost like the moment that you learn how to ride a bike. Before you had training wheels on and you were able to do everything with those training wheels on. You can go up a hill, you can ride down a hill, you can do a bunch of different things. You can go and you can jump up on the curb because you had training wheels on. You had no fear. You had no worries. You knew that you knew how to master, riding the bike with training wheels. But God is telling you that He's removed the training wheels from you, and you're in a different position to where now He wants you to ride that bike in a steady fashion. He wants you to find your balance, in a steady fashion. And we all know that the moment that we take those training wheels off of our bike and we begin to paddle and we begin to try to ride, it's tough, it's hard. So we find ourselves swerving, and sometimes we find ourselves falling, and sometimes we wish to put the training wheels back on because we were like, well, it was comfortable there, and now I'm in this new place. And we're not realizing that the moment that the training wheels came off, it took us to a different level on that bike ride. And on that bike ride, now we're able to, go as fast as we want. We're able to, turn corners differently. We're able to, jump the curb in a different way. We look better. We look cooler to our friends. It gave you that vibe. When you were able to take those training wheels off of your bike. In order to be able to ride it in a way. But God wants us to understand that the training wheels have been removed, and He wants you to find your balance. He wants you to find your balance in this position. It's most definitely different, but God has equipped you for this. He has equipped you for this, and He's speaking to you. He's speaking to you in such a way that you just have to listen to Him, because He's giving you instructions in this time. He's giving you instructions of what to do, of what not to do, of how to do it, of how to move, how to not try to go after things that you shouldn't, how not to try to live a certain way that you shouldn't. God is speaking to you. He's speaking to you on a high level. And He's getting your attention because He wants you to understand, if you can just find your balance in me, just find your balance in me. Don't be afraid because I've taken the training wheels off of your bike. Don't be afraid of that. I know that it's scary. I know that you're excited at the same time. I know that it's different, and I know that it's new. He knows that because He placed you there. So what you have to do is just give God praise and give God thanks and allow his spirit to continue to guide you and just find your balance. Don't let the enemy come in and trick you. Don't let the enemy come in and disturb you. Don't let him be the disruptive one. You be the disruptive one by telling him that you cast him down and you're not going to take on any of the thoughts or any of the negativity that the enemy tries to throw at you. You have to be bold and you have to be proactive. You have to begin to move according to the plan of God. And you have to trust in God enough in order for you to find your balance in him. Find your balance in him and enjoy the moment that God has for you. Enjoy the place that God has placed you in. This is your winning season. This is your season of greatness. This is your season of fruitfulness. This is your season. This is what you have been praying for. This is what God has promised you. You're standing right in the middle of the land. You're standing right in the middle of the land. Let your joy be your witness. Let your joy shine. Let it show. Be happy in the place that God gave you. Don't give the devil any room. He's attacking. I know. He's trying to knock you off guard. He keeps throwing it at you saying, don't you wish you had them training wheels back on that bike? You got to tell the devil no. You got to say, hey, I've graduated. I've elevated to a level to where now I'm able to ride this bike as fast as I want to. Now I'm able to go in the direction that God is calling for me to go. That's the mindset that you got to have, and that's the balance that you got to find. Do not allow the enemy to trick you in this moment. You are in your blessed land, and it's fruitful. The harvest is plentiful. It's everywhere. It's surrounding you. So you have to just trust God in those moments and just find your balance. Let God direct you. Let God show you exactly what it is to do. But in order to find your balance, you got to go to him. And you got to trust that even when it seems like you riding that bike by yourself, that God is standing above the handlebars and he's just guiding you through. He's guiding you through. So just trust in him and he got you. Enjoy the blessings that God has given you. Be happy, be full of joy, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. And he is most definitely the balance that we need. So find that. You guys have a wonderful and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.